Today I'm interviewing people about their regrets. I should have done this, I shouldn't have done this. In our life, we always have something like that. Do you have any time that you wish to go back if you could? If you can be another person when you wake up tomorrow morning, what sort of person do you want to be, or do you want to stay as who you are today? That's so deep. That's so that's the deepest thing I've ever heard. Hello everyone, how you guys going? 皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか？今日も可能性無限大 This is タロサックということで、今日の動画では外国人に聞いた人生で後悔してることは何というテーマでやっていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネル0歳児の赤ちゃんからおじいちゃんおばあちゃん世代までいろんな年齢層の方に見ていただいてるんですが、若かろうがご年配であろうが誰しも人生の後悔ね、なんでこうしなかったんだろう、あの時こうしておけばよかったのにっていうの、これ誰しもが多かれ少なかれあると思います。いや、あってくれよ、頼むから。それと同時にどうしよう、この選択すべきかなとか、どっちの道を選べばいいんだろう、これで本当にいいのかななんていろいろ悩んでる人もたくさんいると思います。今日はここオーストラリアのシドニーに日本人以外はどんなことに後悔しているのかをインタビューしていって、今どのような選択を取ろうか迷ってる人たちのこれ参考になるかは分かりませんけども、この動画を見てくれた人のね、少なからず人生のためになるような動画を今日撮っていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネルでは様々なトピックに関する外国人へのインタビュー動画を毎週配信してます。見るだけで頭の中がグローバル化すること間違いなし。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。僕が作るオリジナルの教材がゲットできるタロサックの公式 LINE では、来てくれた方全員に英会話の初めの一歩となる機会をこれ提供させていただいてるんですけども、なんと2022年は1000人以上の方にこちらで一歩踏み出していただきました。2023年はもっと多くの人に英語興味があるんだよねっていうステップから英会話始めてみました、英会話やってるんですよねっていうステップに進んでほしい。ゼロからでも英語話せるようになりたいと思う人ですとか、これから海外には仕事とかワーキングホリデー、それから留学で行く予定がある人たち、たくさんの方に、LINE の友達になっていただいております。まずはですね、少しでも興味ある方は概要欄のリンクからタロサックの公式 LINE ですね、友達追加してください。ということで今日も早速行きましょう。 Thank you very much for your help. Where are you from?
I'm from France.
What do you do in Australia?
I came here to work, actually.
Came here to work,
Yes.
like you mean like a working holiday sort of thing, or?
I'm actually going to try to move here for only long term, maybe.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What sort of occupation do you do?
Vet surgeon.
A vet surgeon, like the surgeon for animals.
Yes, exactly.
You must be a very smart person then.
I hope so.
Okay. Looking beautiful, inside beautiful. Couldn't be better. Yeah, couldn't be better. Okay, I interview people in the world about many kind of topics to see differences between like Japanese culture and the others. And today I'm interviewing people about their regrets. You know, I should have done this in my life, I shouldn't have done this in my life, that sort of thing. My first question is going to be like this. Do you consider yourself as a person who has done whatever you are interested in, whatever you want to do in your life? Or do you consider yourself as a person who always listen to what people say, listen to what society expect you to do or expect you to be?
I've done pretty much everything that I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah?
Because with the study I've done, I've always heard people saying that it's too hard. I have to have a plan B and everything.
Oh really? When
Yeah.
you are trying to study to be a vet surgeon?
Before getting into school, when you're in middle school or high school, people often said like, you have to have plan Bs in life because it's gonna be hard and everything. And I just never listened to this. I get straight to what I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
And ended up having what I wanted. So
Does it mean that you trusted yourself at the time? Like, I can do it like that? Or?
yeah, I don't know if I trusted myself, but most of the time it was like I didn't want to think about anything else, and it gave me the strength to go for what I wanted.
Oh, you really wanted to have the occupation, so you didn't want to think about the others.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good.
That's my way of dealing with things.
That is really good. You know, some might say, I wish I can go back to when I was like 20 years old because that was my best time. Or some might say, I wish I can go back to when I was a childhood because I want to change this because that was not good. I should have done this, I shouldn't have done this. In our life, we always have something like that. Do you have any time that you wish to go back if you could?
I think I want to stay as I am now.
Oh, really?
The only thing I regret is that I'm quite shy.
Are you?
Actually. So it would have been good thing for me to be more how do you say that, like
outgoing,
Yes.
maybe a bit more confident to talk to people
Yes.
or to expose yourself, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. When I was young, I could have
A
been
bit more experiences.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but I think you're doing well because I literally stopped you here. And I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm doing this and could you help me? And you're like,
Let's try it out.
yeah, exactly. You're already trying
a
to
first.
improve. It's the first time to have an interview, right?
Exactly.
Doing well. Good job, good job.
Perfect.
How can I say good job in French?
Bon travail.
Okay, that's too French already. Forget about that. Okay. So my last question is gonna be like this. If you could be another person tomorrow when you wake up, what sort of person would you wanna be, or would you wanna stay as who you are?
I would stay who I am now.
Yeah?
As I said, I have the job that I wanted, and I'm right now starting a new life in Australia, and it's like everything's gone pretty well for me, except from what I say with the previous question
Yeah, being a
about
bit shy
being-
in your life.
yeah.
Many people struggle to find the way to love themselves. Especially in my country, many people struggle with that, I think, and also struggle to find what you want to do in your life. I think you love yourself now, and you have something that you want to do. It's very clear. Do you have any advice to be successful in that?
Well, it's difficult. I don't think we can love all of ourselves, because there's always things that we don't like, always things that we will want to improve and everything. But we have to stop thinking about what other people say. I think all the time, we have a lot of social pressure and
Yeah.
everything on everyday life. I know that's the case in France. I don't know if it's the same in Japan, but you have to take a step back and to consider what makes you really happy and what motivates you in life. I think if you can find this, you can pretty much find a way to be happy about yourself.
That is so true. When I used to work in Japan, I was so busy, I didn't have time to stop. So I couldn't really have a time for myself and think about it. But it's a strength as well. If you believe yourself, just try to have a time to stop and think what you want to do. And then if you can stick with that, maybe you can be a bit happier than now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you very much. I randomly stopped you, but I'm so happy that I talked to you. Merci beaucoup. Where are you from?
I'm from Alice Springs, Australia.
Alice Spring?
Yeah.
The center of Australia? Well, I think this is the first time for me to see the people from there. Okay, how about you, sir?
I'm from Sydney.
Sydney, Australia, city
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys do?
Just existing at this point.
Just existing at this point. Like that, like the answer. What do you do, sir?
I'm an artist.
Artist.
Yeah, so same thing. I'm just existing.
Just made something out of it.
Okay, all right. So, well, I'm a video creator. I'm not an artist, but I'm still existing, and I'm doing an interview to people to see differences in different cultures and people's perspective from all over the world. I've done a lot of interviews about relationships and stuff, but today I'm asking people a question which is pretty much like, what do you think you should have done in your life and you shouldn't have done in your life? Maybe, I should have done this can mean like a regret sometimes, right? So I want to ask you about that. But first question is going to be like this. Do you consider yourself as a person who does whatever you are interested in, whatever you want to do in your life? Or do you consider yourself as a person who kind of listen to what people say or listen to people's expectations?
Definitely do what I want.
Do whatever you want? Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think yourself, sir?
Yeah, I've always lived as free as possible in my own life because that's the greatest achievement. A life well lived is the best art.
That is true. That's why you are an artist as well. If you listen to people too much, you're definitely not going to be an artist.
Yeah, for sure. Having original thought is very rare in today's society, so we all have to be careful of the echo chamber that everyone gets stuck in with all the different outlets and stuff at the moment. And so keep trusting your own instincts and living your own dream, because if you're not living your own dream, life's a nightmare.
That's true, because you don't want to live in someone's life or someone's expectation. It's your life. Some might say, I wish I can go back to when I was a high school student because that was my best time of my life. Some might say when I was 25, I was so happy, I wish I can go back there. Do you have that sort of time that you want to go back to and change something maybe?
I definitely don't want to change anything.
Oh yeah?
Because this is it.
This is it. So you love yourself, you love your life.
Absolutely.
So many people in Japan struggling to be happy. It's a simple thing, but to be happy in their life. What do you think is the reason that you can confidently say that I don't want to change anything, I'm happy?
Well, because anywhere you go, there you are.
Okay, you
Yeah.
don't worry too much about the other people's
No,
expectations.
because it's all in here.
That is true, that is true. What do you think, sir? Do you have any time that you want to go back to?
I don't have any specific time that I'd like to go back to. I do remember when I was a little kid, I thought like my grandparents were quite lame because they were real old, and I was a little kid and all I cared about was like soda and like playing games or something. But they also were like avid gardeners, and I think later in life you realize, oh, those are real dope skills, and so sometimes it's good to mix all the different cultures. Japan's probably a lot better at that in terms of keeping your elders with you. In the Western world, not so much. I wouldn't want to go back and change that because it is what it is, but that's something that, you know, we should all be aware of. And also, in pertaining to what you mentioned about in Japanese culture, I feel like as an outside observer, you guys have a lot of social structures that are very rigid, and that must make it hard to meet the expectations of your elders. And so looking within yourself is always the easiest way to like break free of that, because no one needs to know that you might be thinking a bit differently about things. You don't need to outwardly express it, but internally you know and understand it.
Exactly.
It's because it's your life at the end anyway.
Yeah.
You guys are really good at expressing what you're feeling in your head, right? Well, I'm surprised. Okay, so my last question is going to be like this. If you can be another person when you wake up tomorrow morning, would you what sort of person would you want to be, or do you want to stay as who you are today?
I'm always going to be the same.
You're always going to be the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
So if you have another life, you want to be born as who you are again.
Yeah, my soul never leaves me. I'm kind of stuck with it.
Yeah. I love that. How can just a sentence can be so cool? Like, love it, because it's funny, you know. Japanese people will not gonna answer like that, you know. It's very Western people's sentence.
yeah.
That's how I can describe my feeling.
We are it.
Yeah. What do you think, sir?
I don't think I'd want to be another person on this planet ever again, but I'd like to be maybe like a river or something would be cool. The master Bruce Lee said, you know, water changes everything. It's the most powerful force. It takes shape of whatever it's put into. If it's put into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. And I don't want to misquote the guy, but water is the one. And rivers especially. I've been staying in Bellingen lately, and there's a lot of rivers there that make you feel a different way. Like the fresh moving clean water is like a phenomenal feeling physically.
That's so deep. That's so like that's the deepest thing I've ever heard. I am more like a Jackie Chan person, but yeah, I liked that. I'm happy to ask you to do an interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Okay, I'm originally from Nepal, but I've been in country for ages now, so long, nearly, let's say, 10 years, more than that.
What do you do now?
I work as a bar manager.
Today I'm asking people a question which is pretty much like, what do you think you should have done in your life, or like you shouldn't have done in your life? I should have done this can mean a bit of like a regret as well. So I'm gonna ask you about that. But my first question is that about you.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself as a person who kind of has done whatever you are interested in your life, or are you a person who kind of like follows the people and the society's expectations?
Being honest with you, no, man, I don't care about the people, what they actually say about me. I don't judge anyone, but also like, if someone judges me, I don't give a flying.
Oh yeah, you don't care, yeah? That's good though. I am same actually, you know.
Oh, that's good, man.
Quite many Japanese people worry about what people expect or what people think about you, because you don't want to be recognized as like a dickhead, you know?
Oh, yeah, is that true? I heard like if you got a tats in Japan, they said you're a gangster or something like that.
Sort of. It's more like this. Okay, I'm gonna explain. It's recognized as a negative thing in Japan, right? Having a tattoo.
Yeah.
But then it's obvious, but then you still get that tattoo and people are doubting about your personality then, you know?
Yeah.
You know that
Makes
it's negative, but you still get it. So it's not about like really gangster or anything, but people just judge you based on that. So the second question is going to be like this. Some might say, I wish I can go back to my high school time because that was the best time of my life. Or some might say, I really want to go back to when I was 25 because I done this and I shouldn't have done this and I want to change this. Whatever. Do you have any time that you wish to go back if you could go back in the time?
I know what you're trying to ask, but what I say, as I said, I don't care what people say about me, right? I did such a nasty job in my life, man. Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me.
it's good to be honest, you know?
Yeah. So, but I think, like when I look back right now, I think that was meant to happen. That wasn't my choice, so I think. Yeah. So sometimes it's not a regret. Sometimes I feel like, oh, fuck, man, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, that was meant to happen, bro. So
it's a part of your life.
It's a part of your life. So they say, like I sometimes look at these videos that they say like people take past in 3 ways.
Yeah.
There are 3 types of people who take their past. So one is like they just think about their past,
yeah,
right, and they just keep on regretting.
Yeah.
One is like they're still thinking about their past, but they are just surviving.
Yeah.
And one people who's like they just leave the past where it is. And they're just trying to grow up. I'm one of those.
That is true because if you think about your past for ages or too long, maybe that can be sometimes just an excuse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, man. See, as I said, I'm from Nepal, right?
Yeah.
I came here. I don't have my family's anything. Now I'm a assistant general manager. I'm the second in charge of my company. So I started picking glasses in all these biggest nightclubs in Sydney.
Dirty
and
glasses in a drunken people.
That's my job, man.
So even you have a bad experience, I can't say to everyone because some people have a really nasty experience. And I'm sorry for that. It's hard to forget about it. It's hard to, you know.
Honestly, I do. I've done, as I said, I've done a lot of nasty stuff, a lot of bad things.
My last question is going to be like this. I think that I can already see the answer, but if you can be another person when you wake up tomorrow, what sort of person would you want to be, or would you want to stay as who you are today?
Of course, nobody want to stay as who we are now. Everyone's want to grow up, right?
Yeah,
but I don't want to be someone else. I want to wake up as myself because it's always good to be alive. But of course, I want to be somewhere in a big place.
Yeah, you want to stay as who you are, but you want to grow every day.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Great.
That's what life is, but they're saying it is what it is.
Very positive energy from this good-looking guy from Nepal. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks, man.
And you say you want to go to Disneyland in Japan?
Alright, guys, whoever watching this, from last 5 years, I want to go to Japan. I know a lot about, not a lot, but I know a lot about Japan, and I did a research on my university about Disneyland in Japan.
Oh, really?
Oh, you did it? That's how I learned Japanese. Right? No, I can't speak a lot, but I can say konnichiwa. あなたは名前は何ですか？
タロサックです。
ソンです。
ソンさん。
ソンです。
ありがとう、ソンさん。Thank you very much.
Alright, thanks, man.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks, man.
はい、ということで今日はここまでですね、人生のやり直したいこととかね、後悔なんですかなんていうことについてインタビューしてきたんですけども、普通に考えてちょっとパッと答えを出すのが難しい質問じゃないですか。だからこそっていうのもあって、結構ね、インタビューに協力してくれる人を見つけるのにかなり手こずりましたね。ただ今日話聞いてて思ったのは日本って本当にいろんな面を考えても素晴らしい国だと思うんですよ。ただ日本はすごくホモジェニックな国ですよね。っていうのは、オーストラリアとかだったら本当に世界中いろんな国から人が来て成り立っている国なのでいろんな考え方があるわけですよ。ただ日本はやっぱり比較的日本人が多い国だからこそ普通っていう考え方っていうが普通っていう枠組みが根強いんですよね。だからみんな自分がやりたいことじゃなかったとしてもその普通という枠組みから外れることを嫌うので、人の意見を気にして人にどう思われるか変に思われたくないじゃないですか。どう思われるかを気にして、行動を決めてしまっている部分も結構ある。でも海外の人ってやっぱ自分は自分って考えてる人が多くて人からどう思われてるかとかどう期待されてるかを気にするよりも自分のやりたいようにやってる人が多い。それがゆえに後悔がないとか、今の自分のままでいいっていう風に言える幸福度が高い人が、多いのかなっていう風に僕は今日話聞いてて思いました。皆さんもぜひですね自分の経験ですね、こんなことに私人生で後悔してますとかそういうのがあればぜひコメント欄でシェアしていただけたらなと思います。冒頭でも紹介したタロサックの公 式 LINE ではですね、僕が作ったオリジナルの英語教材来てくれた方にプレゼントさせていただいておりますし、来てくれた方全員に英会話の初めの一歩となる機会を提供させていただいております。そして言った通り2022年はこれもう1000人を優に超える方たちが、こちらで一歩踏み出していただきました。ぜひですね、年齢も本当に関係ないし、今の英語力も一切関係ないんですね。シンプルに英語に興味がある人、英語喋りたいなと思う人とか、それから今後海外に行く予定がある人たち、たくさんの方にまずはタロサックの公式 LINE ですね、友達になっていただいておりますので、ぜひですね、自分もそうかなと思う方がいれば、まずは、気軽に概要欄のリンクからタロサックの公式 LINE 友達追加していただけたらなと思います。日本にはこうするべきとか、それが普通みたいな考え方が根強くあって、その普通とか人々の期待からそれないように生きてきた自分確かにいるんだけども、それって本当にベストな生き方なのかなって、たった一度きりの人生、人が作った普通の上で生きるんじゃなくて自分らしく生きるのがベストなんじゃないかって、今日の外国人の話を聞くことによってレッドブル飲んでないのに翼を授かりそうになっちゃって、あなたがそこにいるのであれば、見るだけで頭の中グローバル化しちゃったんだよ。最後まで見てくれた皆さんありがとうございます。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録忘れずに、高評価も忘れずに、また次の動画でお会いしましょう。